I will start focusing in this season on the beginning of the first movement. I want to give you some practical ideas for finding by yourself solutions for technical and musical questions. Where from can we take new inspirations to resolve technical difficulties, lines, dynamics, articulations and colors? From the score. Why? Because if we study only from our viola part, we cannot see the other 75% of the piece. But inside there we can find a lot of material to achieve a better result. Watch the two different scores and absorb the feeling of together and loneliness. It sounds a bit dramatic, but to practice at home only with the solo score, we see mainly the amount of notes with our technical problems. It is not a nice view and we get a tunnel vision and lose the joy and the overview of the whole musical complexity. This means feeling alone, which shows up in the moment we are on stage. We are nervous because we are only fixed on ourselves in the working process. The together starts with the approach to watch and to know the score. How can we know the best? By trying it, playing the different parts and knowing exactly what is going on. Beginning. Title: Happiness. The tempo is an important point to understand. Often we feel very unstable in this bar of our entrance. Measure in 4. Tim pam pa da dum pam 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 pam. But don't we feel the first bar in 2, and do we continue in 2 afterwards? Tim pam di da dum pam 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 pa. Is it refreshing or does it become after a while a bit chewy? It is a slow beat. 4 is smaller and faster. Ding dong. So we come back to the allegro character. Here's some technical exercise for our first accord. It keeps us busy. We need a good intonation, rhythm and sound. Attention of the F sharp, which is easily too high because we think of a leading note, but it is not the case. Being the third of a D major, it has to be thought lower. Bass is D, and then we take the 5th and then we adapt the 3rd. Rhythm. We have a long note, but the rhythmical element who is pushing are the quaver notes. The sound of the accord should be full and gentle. The bass notes full and the upper notes singing. Let's resolve it in a short and painless way. Have a look at the bass notes in the score. We play the 3 bass notes, putting the first finger in the position of the 5th. Now only our lovely 5th. Let's join the high D without the F sharp. Let's have a nice approach on the lower strings, thinking about the bass. Starting the chords before in the tutti and connecting our 6. F sharp, D. If you don't play it with the upbeat, it's like this. Now the tutti and our accord. Without upbeat. And now we play without the orchestra part before, a direct restart. Also, we feel the orchestra before. without upbeat. Back to the question, who is giving the spirit and the tempo? The orchestra. Picking up the spirit from the beginning, our entrance becomes much more easy. We do not have to start from zero. This concerto has a lot of vitality. We could feel this, right? Where from comes the impression of vitality? The rhythm. It is one of the most important tools for composers. And where do they put it often? The stability in the bass, and the middle part becomes the moving elements. We as viola players know very well this challenge, giving colors and rhythm in between the melody and the bass. Our entrance, I call it Big Four. This first bar is so tricky, it proves our ability of being a major musician. Playing out of tune and unrhythmical will be the first impression in an audition. It is a pity. So, what is happening in the orchestra during our first line? Do we have it in our mind? We check the score and find out how we can enrich and improve our playing based on the others. Let's play the bass. Here we have a clear rhythm of whole bars, which guide harmonically leading us to the third bar. The sound of bass gives us a nice drive. The middle line gives us a clear shape for our long note in the first bar. Now we combine our line with the quavers, singing or speaking, however you can do it. Also the foot is okay. It gives nice calf muscles. This is a really simple exercise for not being late and shows that you know what you are doing. The sound. I want to mention the color and the technical aspect of getting a satisfying result. I want to prove with 3 fast examples that our 2 notes depend on the surrounding. They create the character and we can fuse with them. So the notes become much more character as we would search them alone. Let's check out the first accord. The score explains the technique. We are together with the bass, so let's be the bass. And then we have the brilliant upper line. Weight and lightness in one note. As soon we arrive on the A string, we are singing the quaver notes of the orchestra, and they give us and the other listeners a rhythmical going on during playing our long notes. The intonation is based on the bass. So let's have in mind what we tried before. So the bass D is essential for our tuning. The A is the lower octave of our A. So as we have the higher octave, we can lean on the lower octave. So we have the bass A in our ear. Okay? Because here the bass is making mainly the color. This explains the balance between the first and the second harmony. So the second one can be a little less. Structure in the line, sound and tempo. Second bar after big 4. The score explains the technique. We have the bass note, which gives stability, and the broken triad motif. So in the beginning of the bar, we need a profound stability. Here with the bass. And during our line, we have the 8 notes in our blood. Bass 8. Attention, not to be too fast on the last 3 notes here. There is a 4th beat, which is often overplayed. We need to feel an upbeat. Musically correct, but let's not lose it by running. In the classic style, repetitive notes need to be spoken. I love modeling every note. Big fun for me, not leaving out one. Always in connection with the other voices. Technically, it is the work of the fingers. So, right hand. Let's feel a good contact with the string. In the same time, we need the breathing of the right arm for the sound. Making alive every moment. I like to find also rhythmical subdivisions for an inner groove. So I prevent running. Check the beat. 4th bar after big 4. Surprise. Check the rhythmical change. You see it? Why did he put them there? Which effect do underlying notes have? Let's compare it with the 8-note line. Cover with your hand one line so you can see the other one alone, and the other way around. Yeah, one mediates agitation and the other one quietness. So the composer is adding another impression. Bass stability and swing. The long note has a calming effect, and the upper voice with their jumping thirds. We are playing around all these characters. Try to sing your part and tap the different voices to it. In 15 seconds you will be able to absorb the different characters because of putting them together yourself and feeling the result with your body. So you absorb the music much more intensive. You will remember this connection. In 6 after big 4 he takes away the long note, so it becomes again lighter. And at the same time more intense because of the suspension, the G flat. Arriving the next bar, there is no bass on the first beat, which means we have to play our A as it would be the bass. The G leads to the G flat in the bass, which enters on the second beat with a walking quarter line. Feel the nice dissonance. Do not let it escape. Now we come to one of the desperate bars because of intonation. Why is the intonation here so hard to catch? How to practice it? First important thing to know, the bass is the D. Our virtuose bar starts with the F sharp, which is often too high, so it does not fit to the open D and A string. We need to think and to play it harmonically and not melodically. F sharp in the D harmony is the third. Harmonic-wise, the major third in an accord should be not too high. A minor, not too low. The F sharp has to be a part of the D major. So not too high. If not, the sound would be this. And you see it doesn't fit anymore. So. Technique. Muscles of the finger left hand. Next problem is the work of the muscles in the left hand. We need to be aware of the individual work of every finger. Putting the second finger and then the fourth for the A, we tend to be too close to the fourth finger, too high. So, active action for independence. The fourth finger does not have enough strength. Here's some idea. To repeat only a few times, to realize the motoric activity. It will take about 4-5 minutes. We practice it with the open D string, so we have to train the brain to have the bass note in our head, which we need for the right intonation. Take care that the fourth finger will be strong, so we need an open hand. Take care that the F sharp is not too high. We take the bar before, 7 after big 4, and change the sequence for leaving the routine. The arrival instead of the second finger is the fourth finger. Let's be very conscious about the open position to help the fourth finger. Same stuff, but arrival 204. If you tried it with the right input, you will feel that your fourth finger becomes much more strong and independent. Please be aware of a clear string change. In the fast rhythm, we lose the clarity. So, slow and very clear movement with the right arm. Okay, we can put together the 3 bars, arriving only on the D, the third finger on the A string. The last exercise is for making strong the fourth finger in the third position. And then we try everything together. Maybe you use other fingerings, so try them. Important is that we really have all the time the D in the ear and not the A. Often we compare with the open A string, and then the second finger is not in the right relation. Let's try to play all the line, taking care of the individual work of every finger. It should be now much more organized. Last important point for the first phrase is that we arrive together with the piano. Trill timing. Because of being focused on the trill, we forget about the main bass line. Think the bass rhythm and you will not be late. Pia-dum-pum, da-da-da-dum. Ba-dum-pum, da-da-da-dum. Ba-dum-pum, da-da-da-dum. When I have a difficult part which is not working, although I repeat it, it bothers me and I want to find the reason. So I watch carefully what I'm doing and how my mechanic works. Coming back to the scale, I saw that the fourth finger and the second finger are too connected to each other, and that my first finger on the A string has to work to be stable in the position, because I need to stretch my fourth finger afterwards. So I am curious to resolve it. I become my own teacher. It is important to listen and to study very concentrated and with a lot of joy. I can do in a short time a better progress if I do not only repeat, but use my brain and the score. I hope you start enjoying the beauty of this concerto together with my contribution. I will continue the season 2 of the Hoffmeister, finishing the exposition. Thank you for watching and enjoy your playing. See you in season 2. I am Danusha Waskiewicz.